This is the Gribley's Folly Sunday Antisocial Hour. That time each and every week without fail that I smoke my pipe and complain about humanity while answering all of its questions. And if you are a piece of humanity with a question for me, leave it in the comments down below with the hashtag AskGribs. I will answer any question that YouTube actually retains and that Google Docs will then transfer to my phone. This never trust a cloud. It's a basic truth. Never trust a cloud. They can become tornadoes and they can lose your documents. I will answer any question. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to get across here. Professional communicator can't get out any question. Any question you got for me, I'm your man. Anytime there is a hiatus in our video community, in our not that there was not a hiatus because I do this every single week without fail, but just in case in the future there's a hiatus, you can rest assured it's not that I'm not thinking of you. It's that life is insane. But you're always in my thoughts. In fact, that may be why I don't make a video, is that I'm actually thinking too much about, like, I see something in the news and I'm like, God damn, I'm gonna have to talk about that, aren't I? They made a golden idol. They blessed it. The pastors blessed it. And everybody on the internet is like, this is in the 10 Commandments, right? And then some people are like, this is the first commandment, right? Even that isn't. Here's what happened. So Moses, they're like wandering around in the wilderness, right? 40 years. And Moses goes up onto the mountain to talk to the big man, right? And while he's gone, I don't know how tall the mountain was. I mean, it probably was more than a day hike. If there was time for Aaron to like tell all the other Hebrews, hey, we're going to make a golden calf. We're going to melt down all your earrings and your grills and stuff like that. We're going to make a golden calf and start worshiping it. That happens before. So I guess maybe they had the mold ready when Moses left. I don't know. Whatever. He was probably up there a couple of days at least. Hope he took like a water bottle, ultralight. Anyway, I know. I'm getting to the point. Moses comes back down, right? And he's got like the 9 commandments, right, on the stone tablets. I mean, maybe I guess 4 on one, 5 on another. It seems really, like, from a graphic design perspective, it's not very symmetrical. It comes back down and sees the golden calf. And what does Moses do? He smashes the tablets. He smashes the word of God. He's got to go all the way back up, get some new tablets. And when he comes back, now we've got the first commandment. For all the MAGA boot-licking rats that are watching my channel, because I know you're there. I know you leave me comments. We're going to get to that too. Y'all, my dad was a minister, right? I heard my entire life that the Bible is not meant to be taken literally. And then I would go to school in my backwards redneck inbred town, and everyone would say, no, the Bible is definitely meant to be taken literally. So it was a very weird thing to like have a advanced theologian for a father and then go to school with the folks that I went to school with. But I just wish I could go back sometimes and I could say, hey, remember when you said the Bible should be taken literally? You're taking it literally in the wrong direction. You know what else is literally from the Bible? The Euphrates River. It's drying up. You know what happens when the Euphrates dries up? We'll talk about it. Do you know where the Euphrates is? Iraq. Do you know what they used to have in Iraq? A big statue of Saddam Hussein. Do you know what we did to that statue? There you go. You're getting all the perspectives, not just the biblical scholar perspective. I'm not. No, you know what? Considering my competition, I am a biblical scholar. But you get that and you get the historical perspective. Student of history, basically a historian. What else did I have in my notes of things I should talk about when I finally make another? Oh, right. Callista Gingrich.
Hello, I'm Callista Gingrich.
Callista Gingrich, wife of elder statesman Newt Gingrich, is the United States ambassador to Switzerland and Liechtenstein, appointed by President Trump. And she was in the news since we last spoke for being a skinwalker. Callista Gingrich has been accused of face-tuning herself in her official U.S. ambassadorial videos. I don't really think that's face-tuning. I think it's something else.
And I'm delighted to celebrate National Apprenticeship Week. As U.S. Ambassador to Switzerland and Liechtenstein, I've seen firsthand the power of apprenticeships. where young people earn while they learn and launch successful careers without the burden of debt. Happy National Apprenticeship Week.
I saw this on Drudge, and then I immediately looked her up on Instagram, and it turns out she face-tunes herself in every photo. Now, I am not one. I live, there's, rules to live by. Never trust a cloud. 2, never, ever, ever comment on a woman's appearance. Gentlemen, listen to me. Never comment on a woman's appearance unless you are married to her and you're saying something nice, or unless she's on fire. If my wife were on fire, I would still think twice before I say, honey, you're just positively glowing. But do you think maybe we should head to the ER? No good can come from commenting on a woman's appearance. And yet, there are these circumstances that present themselves, and Callista Gingrich is one of those circumstances. It's sad when people can't age bravely, right? Like I'm never going to be able to age gracefully. Look at me, right? You guys have seen me on this channel for 10 years. I am not aging gracefully. I'm just getting fatter and grayer and saggier, right? But I can at least age bravely. Like when you make fun of me, I'll make fun of you right back. And what I won't do is try to cover it up. I'm not going to try to hide the fact that I'm aging. And that's where it's like, it's really sad that that people feel the need to cover up their face because it's older than it was yesterday. That's sad, but that's a different thing than what we're dealing with. This is a person who has a disability. When you make yourself look like that thing from Men in Black, like the first alien that stumbles out of the barn or whatever, that means you are so socially deaf. You cannot understand how human beings connect with each other. That's the best case scenario, and I wouldn't make fun of someone even in that scenario, because you don't want to make fun of somebody that just can't handle social cues like me. But there's a second possibility, and that's the one where, like Donald Trump or certain historical figures with funny-looking mustaches, that people that use these outward signifiers of the fact that they are Looney Tunes use them as loyalty tests. You put this stuff out there, and then the people that take you seriously, those are your marks. It's the same reason Nigerian scammers in their like, hey, I'm the prince and my dad just died and left me $1 bajillion. They misspell all the words in the email because they don't want the literate people responding. There's too many smart people in the world. You got to weed them out somehow. And so that's when you see people that do this, beware. It does explain one thing, though, which is how we got Maduro. I've been wondering about this because in all the 80s action documentaries that I saw, I know that the Latin American drug lord / dictator, he never willingly goes with the Americans. It didn't make any sense. Because if I were Nicolas Maduro and the American insertion tactical team is coming to get me, I would be holed up in my study with a Colt Python and a mustache full of cocaine, and I'd be like, you Yanks will never take me alive. And I bet that happened. And then, the leader of the insertion team was like, bring in the Gingrich. And he was like, the what? How many shots from a Colt Python do you think whatever this thing is could take as it was like staggering toward you? Hopefully we'll never have to find out. Let's get to your questions. Thank you all for all of your positive comments on the Kate Miller Wilson interview. And those of you that left hate comments, what the fuck is wrong with you? I understand hate comments for me. I can hate comments for my guest who's like the mother of children with disabilities and what? The one guy that just said, well, that was trite. You're the guy from Reddit, aren't you? I posted this on like the large format photography subreddit, and someone was like, this is just an exchange of information. Which, yes, that is what an interview is. I'm always amazed at how photographers have social disabilities. They don't understand that normal people don't act like that. I know there were a lot of comments on the video that I deleted that I felt compelled to delete. I deleted it so fast I actually didn't think about the comments, and then like as it's like deleting, it's like, oh, there's 12 comments on that. So if you had any Ask Ribs questions, ask them again. I'm sorry. Now people are mad at me for not leaving in the mistakes. It was one mistake. It was 2 a.m, and there was like the night of the breaking news assassination attempt that we've forgotten about. We'll get to that too. Yeah, I was tired. I left the the thing and it spoiled the interview. Had to take it down. And then people are like, "This was the best thing you've ever done." People thought it was great. They thought it was hilarious. I don't. Okay. Once again, it's the irony of everything that I do, which is that blood, sweat, and tears to make really well produced videos with no mistakes allowed, and then I make an egregious error and everybody thinks it's perfect. But back to the assassination attempt, which I'm so sick, says Michael Clark, of all the conspiracy theories around this. There's no advantage to staging it because it doesn't stick in the social conversation for very long. Yeah. When I saw this comment, I was like, what is he even talking about? And I had to go back and look at the video because I forgot what we were talking about. There were 9 mass shootings in the U.S. this week across 6 states, 26 people dead, 43 injured. No one is talking about it. That's the kind of violence we were dealing with, but people want to talk about the scientists disappearing in massive numbers. Okay, that's a different thing. That's a different thing because one piece of news they're trying to play down, the mass shooting aspect, and the other piece of news they're trying to play down. You know the difference? So after we've had a few weeks, do we know, what do we think? What do we think about the thing at the correspondence dinner? At PRO says, amateur security theater professionals would have set up defense in depth, keeping someone from just running in like that. Staged? I don't know, but definitely weird. I don't think it was staged. At this point, I think it was a random occurrence mixed with total half-assery. Defense in depth would have been a good idea. It seems like when you got all those people in one room, you really should have, the guy shouldn't be able to, they stopped the guy with like a folding chair or something that he happened to run into. So they didn't actually stop the guy. I don't like to sound like I think I'm a badass. I'm pretty sure I would just squeal like a little girl and run away if that guy was running toward me. But on the other hand, that's not my job. That's not my job. And I would have clocked him first. I would have seen him coming before I squealed and ran away. And these guys just squealed and shot each other. But that's the same thing as the JFK assassination. Like it was amateur hour as well. And because of that, we have been discussing for 60 years whether or not it was staged or conspiracy or whatever. Like the people have a really hard time with the basic error and entropy of life. And then when it happens among the people that are supposed to be the best in the world at preventing it, yeah, it opens up a lot of questions. Rafa asks Gribbs, thanks for the tip about Ryan Hall from last episode. Yeah, okay, so this is coming out on Sunday. It's going to be the worst severe weather day in a while, and that's saying a lot given what has happened this year with tornadoes. And it looks like you should look at Ryan Hall. Wherever you are, Sunday morning, look at Ryan Hall and see if this is like your last day. You live every day like it's your last, especially Sunday if you're in the middle of the U.S. We actually already knew of Ryan Hall, but last week it was great to have his coverage of the storms that hit us in Wisconsin. But I have a question about his podcast. Ask Gribbs, what is up with the VEG? The VEG. The VEG. Rafa, are you okay? Because this reads like you were typing out an Ask Gribbs question and got sniped. Like in the middle of a word. What's up with the VEG? Just let me know. Just let me know if you're okay. Just welfare check. I looked at Ryan's podcast because normally I just watch the live feeds. I watched Ryan and Max Velocity, and honestly, I'm starting to prefer Max Velocity. But I went back and watched some of Ryan's just regular podcasts, and at one point he was holding a banana, but that's a fruit, so I don't think that's the veg or the VEG. I don't really know what you mean. My camera is overheating. And it's only comfortable enough to make videos in this garage for about 10 minutes twice a year, and it's now very hot in here. And I'm gonna have to figure that out. Anyway, so I promised that I would tell y'all some of my thoughts about some things, and I'm gonna do that very quickly now before my camera melts into a puddle on the floor. Never trust a cloud. I have a line item in my notebook. Tech divorce. How I want to make a longer video. How should creatives divorce from big tech? Because where I see, in my life, how do I get off of Instagram? How does a photographer leave Instagram? Much less Adobe. So since I don't have an actual video with solutions, these are my questions. These are the problems that I'm thinking about a lot. And I hate to say it, but the solution that I'm coming to so far is I'm going to get on Linux and get rid of my smartphone. Whether or not I can pull that off is a different question, because it's hard to run graphic software on Linux. And I'm addicted to my smartphone, just like every other American adult. What is moving in the background? What is that? Does anyone else see that? That seems like a problem. There's nothing back there. That's seriously. All right. We're calling this one. I will do a lot for you people, but I will not make videos in a haunted garage. Just saying. There's a line. To be continued. We're gonna come back to some of this stuff. My camera's overheating again. I gotta go. Thank you for watching. Keep the ends out for the times that bind.